Hi, and welcome to this demonstration of the collaborative authoring capabilities of Word 2010. We're going to take a look at the common scenarios used by two people who are editing the same document. We're going to start with the experience for Ian Palangio. Now Ian goes to a SharePoint site, his workspace, and he has some documents in a document library. On a Word document, he's able to view the document in the browser, edit in the browser, or edit in Microsoft Word. Word is actually where Ian does his best work and prefers to work there, having the full capabilities of the product. And so the document opens as you'd expect, and he's able to edit and change the document as he needs to. Entering SmartArt, changing the fonts, graphics designs. Now something interesting has happened. A notification has said that Ben Walters is also editing this document. And click the status bar to see all the authors editing. And in fact, right now there's 2, but it could be more. There could be 3, 4, or 5 people editing this document. In the past, what normally would have happened is Ben would have saw a message saying this document is locked for editing. But instead, he's able to edit it too. And from his name, I can see that he's now editing that top paragraph, and his presence is appearing. I can send him an instant message, a text message, or make a phone call through Office Communication Server with the other authors. Let's go take a look at what Ben saw during that same process. So Ben opened up that document from the SharePoint site, and he clicked into the executive summary paragraph. He's able to see that I'm editing this document, that's Ian, and he starts changing the text. So Ben's doing some normal editing. He really has no idea. He's not doing anything different because there's multiple authors. This is what he would normally do to go update his section. And you can see a dotted line around his paragraph that he has locked, and that means no one else can change this. If you notice back in my other video, I went up to that paragraph and I couldn't change it. He had some bullet points, changes it, he's getting happy with it. He doesn't need to do anything different than he normally would. So Ben has now updated his section of the document. Coming back to Ian's experience, highlighting some of that text, I'm not able to change it or delete it. But I can edit the rest of the document while Ben is editing his section. And I can add a new piece of SmartArt. I can change the formatting, I can change the theme, I can change really any content I want, except for what's in that paragraph that Ben currently has locked. You notice the Save button, it says save this document and refresh it with any changes from other authors. And I can see under Ben's name that there's a little active sync notification saying that there's changes made by other people to be refreshed into this document. And by clicking either one of those, I'll get his changes incorporated into the document. And any changes are highlighted in light green to indicate what is new content from another author. So it's very subtle. We don't want to change the document as other people type in real time, because if Ben pasted in 10 pages of graphics, that would really color my experience and make it confusing. So I choose as the author when to incorporate changes from other authors. And Word's smart enough to tell me what has changed in a very subtle way to alert me to that. Moving back to Ben, he sees that I have the SmartArt graphic locked, so he won't be able to change that. But my name is there, and you notice my presence indicator now has a little disk save button with the sync, which means there's changes for him to incorporate into the document in his view. And in the status bar at the bottom, you'll see that there's another notification that says this document has been updated by other people. By clicking that, it brings me right to the Save dialog in the Backstage view, where I can choose to save from there, or I could have pressed Save from the top of the ribbon bar. And that incorporates my changes to the document as well. So you'll see that neither one of us had to really do anything different to our normal editing experience, except sometimes I'll get notified there's other changes to the document, and by clicking Save, it'll refresh those into my current view of the document. And finally, we'll head back to Ian's experience one last time, because you might be thinking, well, that's great, we have multiple authors, but can I protect sections? Can I stop people from editing certain pieces of it? And indeed you can. Let's say, for instance, the second paragraph, which I'm highlighting now, I don't want anyone else to change that because I'm really happy with it. Under the Review tab in the ribbon, I can click Block Authors. And you notice that's now locked. Other people can't go into that section and change it. It's a very easy way for me to block other people from changing my content. I can also restrict editing to the file, and I call this the document dictator capabilities. As the owner of the document, I can go and lock down what styles are used, can the theme or the scheme be switched. You see I'm getting prompted because I've locked it down. And do I want to allow changes to comments or that sort of thing? And I can start enforcing protection. I can password protect it, so you need to know the password to get by this. I'll leave it blank. Now I've added some things. Other authors can't change certain styles. So for instance, I may lock it down to one title, two different types of headings, and one consistent font throughout the entire document. And that's all they'll be able to pick from in the ribbon in their editing experience. So I hope that's a brief introduction that's useful for you to the collaborative authoring in Office. Thanks very much. See you next time.